Thank you for joining Parkinson Voice Project for today's online Speak Out Home practice session. My name is Samantha Allendary. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project, and I am here to help you establish and maintain a consistent Speak Out home practice routine. We want you working one-on-one with a certified Speak Out provider, and if you haven't found one yet, you can check out our website. We have a section on the website called Find a Provider, and Sandy will post that. So you're working one-on-one with a Speak Out provider and you're practicing every day. Before we get started, I want to thank Beatrice and Jim for the beautiful flowers behind me. We got a surprise last Thursday at the clinic, so I'm happy to show those off. I also have for our smile photo today, I would like to share a photo of my newest grandchild, Charlotte. This is my husband, Molson, and I with our new baby granddaughter, Charlotte. The topic today is June. Can you believe that it's already June? Let's all smile with intent and then we will get started. Give me your best smile. Okay, take a sip of water. If you have not signed into the chat yet, please go ahead and do that. Look at the box that says type in your nickname. Just type in your first name and where you're from. No login, no password required. The chat disappears at the end of the day, but I love seeing where everybody is practicing from, even if you're not going to chat throughout the session. All right, let's get started with the first Speak Out exercise. It's called the warm-up. I want you to lift your voice and project it forward, up and over your computer. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. The name of the program is Speak Out, so get the words in front of you. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. This should not sound like a chant, so it shouldn't be may, me, my. We don't want anything like that. Lift and project. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Don't let it trail off. Do it again. May, me, my, mo, moo. Notice that I am connecting them. One sound goes into the next, so I'm not doing may, me. They're connected as best we can. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Good. We're done with the warm-up. Take a sip of water with intent. The next Speak Out exercise, the ahs. Deliberately open your mouth wide. You should feel that you're opening it. Parkinson's wants to make everything small, and so sometimes when you open your mouth, it feels like it's open, but it's not. So open wide and give me a great ah. Ready? Ah. Make sure the sound is ah. Ready? Ah. Keep it consistent all the way through. Let's do another one. Ah. Good. We hold it for a max of 10 seconds, but it's okay if it's shorter, all right? The key is strength over length. That means a nice, clear sound. Give me a shorter ah. Ah. Good. One more. Very nice. Take your sip of water as you grab your cup. Make sure you're being deliberate and purposeful. We're learning how to not only speak with intent, swallow with intent, but do everything with intent. When you use intent, you activate a part of your brain that is not as dependent on dopamine. And that's why I think the word intent is the most important word for everyone with Parkinson's. Actually, I think it's the most important word for all of us, because Parkinson's are not when we are purposeful and deliberate and intentional. We can do everything better. Let's move on to speak out exercise number 3, the glides. Project out a steady ah first and then start gliding. Ready? Ah. Ah. Try to get all the little notes in there. What I mean by that is you don't want to go from this note to that one. So we don't want ah. We want to hear all the little notes in between. Let's do it again. Ah. Ah. Start and end at about the same pitch. Don't go down too low. Let's do it again. Ah. Ah. Let's do it again and be more deliberate. Ready? Ah. Ah. If it sounds scratchy, then you're probably not projecting your voice forward enough. So even though you're going up and down, you're still speaking out. Try one more. Ah. Ah. Good. And this is the type of thing you can work one-on-one on with your certified speak out provider. Let's take our sip of water and then we will move on to the counting. The counting re-coordinates your breathing pattern. Did you know that it's the coordination of the breathing that is really the problem with the voice in Parkinson's? It's usually not the vocal folds. It's the way the systems are working together. So lift and project every number forward. Stop at the end of each row. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you tend to trail off at the end of your sentences, one thing you can do is put more emphasis on the last number. Let's do that this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can do the same thing on reading. Put more emphasis on the last word if you tend to trail off. Let's do the counting one more time. Let's go backwards. Start with 12. 12, 11, 10, 9, Very good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much intent are you using with these exercises? We don't want to just go through the motions. Before we move on to the reading, I need to say that June is Parkinson Voice Project's fundraiser. We have 2 fundraisers a year, one in June and one at the end of the year. Did you know that we don't even have a fundraising department at Parkinson Voice Project? We don't have a development director on staff. We don't host galas, fun runs, or anything like that. We don't want to spend the money on that. What we do is we send out letters in June and the end of the year, or we ask you to make a donation. So Sandy will post the donate link, but please make an intentional donation, meaning that think about how you can help more people with Parkinson's speak and swallow. There are so many people with Parkinson's around the world that have never heard of speak out therapy. They don't know anything about intent. And I would like to share a letter with you. So I hope you'll be patient with me. Let me go ahead and go here. We received a letter last weekend in the mail, and it is so beautiful that I must read it to you because I want you to know how you are helping people with Parkinson's. And I have to warn you, this might make you cry. It definitely made me cry. So I'm going to read it first because I want you to know how important this is. It says, "Dear Samantha, thank you for your Speak Out home practice sessions. Dick began your daily sessions via YouTube in 2019. He faithfully practiced smiling with intent and swallowing with intent and using his voice with intent. He even participated in your Sing Out program in 2021 and 2022. Fast forward to 2022, the doctors changed his diagnosis from Parkinson's to PSP. So PSP is a Parkinson plus disorder, progresses more rapidly than regular Parkinson's and doesn't respond as well to the medications, but Speak Out therapy still helps people with PSP. So she says physically and cognitively he was declining, but with my help he continued to tune in to your home practice sessions. You always looked so lovely and were so encouraging, and you always gave good suggestions. Together, Dick and I used our voices deliberately and with intent. If he couldn't respond to your prompts or questions as quickly, I would, and then he would repeat what I said. The bottom line is that the last 7 months he was bedbound and in hospice care, but we still tuned in to the Speak Out home practice sessions. I want to thank you for having such a positive impact on both our lives. Seeing your smiling face really helped us as we went through this process. We continued to practice. Sometimes we couldn't last the entire time, but he always practiced swallowing and swallowing with intent. I'm grateful that up to the last 36 hours of Dick's life, he could speak and swallow. We could hear him tell us that he loved us. Although his voice was soft, it was not a whisper. How lucky I was to hear him say, I love you for the last time after 59 years of marriage. Thank you, dear Samantha, for giving Dick the gift of being able to use his voice and to maintain his ability to swallow. With gratitude." And this is from Sandra from California. As you are thinking about making a donation this month, I want you to think about the fact that there is no other nonprofit organization in the world focused on speech and swallowing. It is so important. And I want you to know that your donations in June will help you and people living with Parkinson's now. And then I'm going to ask Sandy to also post the link to our Bartholomew Circle. The Bartholomew Circle is for people who have made a gift, who have included Parkinson Voice Project in their estate plans. Because we are the only nonprofit in the world focused on speech and swallowing and Parkinson's, it's really important that all of us think about future patients, and that's a way that you can help. Now let's move on to our reading. Sorry, here we go. All right, the topic is June. Let's read these sentences with intent. Emphasize the highlighted words. Here we go. It is already June. Again, It is already June. Now notice when I emphasize the highlighted words, it's not necessarily louder. I'm not yelling. Speaking out is not about yelling. We're just we're in control, and we're saying them in a little bit different way. So let's try it on this one. June is a time for weddings and vacations. Let's make sure not to trail off at the end. I trailed off a little bit. Ready? June is a time for weddings and vacations. Did you hear how that was better? We have to lift and project. The birth flowers of June are honeysuckles and roses. Really try to lift. Let's only say the highlighted words. Ready? Flowers, honeysuckles, roses. Are you lifting? Let's read the sentence again. The birth flowers of June are honeysuckles and roses. Good. Ready? Pearls are one of June's birthstones. That kind of went back a little bit. Let's speak out more. Ready? Pearls are one of June's birthstones. Do you hear the difference? Now for our conversation exercise, I found some beautiful pictures of roses. These are from the White House in Washington, D.C. With your best voice, I want you to name the colors of the roses. And if you know the types of roses they are, go ahead and say that too. Use your best voice. Describing photos, pictures. It can be photographs, pictures from a magazine. This is a great way to practice speaking with intent in conversation. Go ahead and describe this picture. Imagine that I can't see it. Okay, so you're describing what you see, and you're thinking about saying every single word with intent. Okay, take a sip of water with intent. We need plenty of sips of water. You know what I love about the letter, even though it did make me cry, is that if you've never experienced a speech, people that never experience speech or swallowing problem, it's hard for them to understand it. And we don't think about, at the end of our lives, being able to talk and swallow, but it's so important. All right, let's go ahead and do Dr. Boone's words twice. Ready? Gula gang ga ga. Again. Gula gang ga ga. Next. Kuka mangu ka. Kuka mangu ka. Be very deliberate, okay? Gangla. Gangla. Silly words, but they help. Ready? Kukla. Kukla. Very nice. We're going to move on to the bonus reading. If you need a sip of water, go ahead and get it. Here's the bell. All right. The bonus reading is more challenging than just reading one sentence at a time. Emphasize the highlighted words, and remember that you can download today's reading material. We keep the reading up there for 5 days. You can download it so you can practice extra at home on your own. Ready? The rose and the honeysuckle have long been associated with June. Roses are among the most recognizable flowers, often given as a sign of affection, because they have long been a symbol of love. The honeysuckle, with its tubular flowers, is a magnet for hummingbirds and represents happiness and positive energy. It's so important that you don't just use these sessions to improve your speech and swallowing. Download the reading material. Take what you learned. Read that passage 3 times, each time, trying to take more control over it and use intent. Thank you to everyone who has already made your June donation. If you're new to Parkinson Voice Project, don't worry. We don't raise money all year round. We do it in June and the end of the year. And thank you all for taking some time, if you haven't made your donation yet, to think about how you can help other people. Read the letter, go to our donate page, read how your donation can help, and check out the Bartholomew Circle. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.